So, so with this fear thing, it's interesting to also note and add when you're dealing with narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths and shit like that. People really don't care about how anybody else feels, but them. Uh, you got to be careful when these types of people try to gaslight you, because they'll gaslight you into either submission or to your own self-destruction.
What up, ATL? It's your girl Maya, and I'll be in your city on Saturday, April 23rd at the Masquerade to celebrate the 6th anniversary of The Groove. Come out, experience a true R&B party with true R&B music and fans. Get your tickets now. See you there. Details, as always, on mayamaya.com/events. Can't wait to see you.
Are you from the Matrix?
Yes. No. I mean, I was.
Why did you leave?
I had to.
Are you from
Because
the
you'll have
Matrix?
people who literally
Yes.
will try to isolate
No.
you to the point
I
where
mean, I was.
you have no
Why did
choice
you
but to
leave?
either do exactly what they want or
I had
you
to.
kill yourself. It's like so when you have toddlers that when they don't get their way, they hold their breath. They're like, oh, I'm gonna hold my breath and blah blah blah. They throw a tantrum, right?
We spend most of our time trying to eradicate fear, when the reality is fear serves you. It serves you immensely. The point is not to become fearless. You are not going to meet one person on this earth who has achieved anything that is completely absent of fear. You're going to meet people who succeed on this earth because they are capable of carrying their fear forward regardless of whether it's there or not. The attitude to have towards your fear is this: I love you, I recognize you, I understand you, and I'm moving forward with you.
I had to leave my home too.
Sati, come here, darling. Leave the poor man in peace.
Yes, Papa. I had to leave my home
And
too.
the parents will just
Sati,
walk away. They'll
come
just
here,
be like,
darling.
okay, well,
Leave the
hold your
poor
breath,
man in peace.
right?
Yes, Papa.
It's more of the inverse with some of these types of people, especially when it comes to situations where they feel like they have to choose between themselves and you,
Sorry, she's still
instead
very
of
curious.
either thinking of a win-win situation or
I know.
realizing that
Yes,
the
in the
situation may
restaurant
not
of the
be a
Frenchman.
them
I am
versus you
Ramakandra. This
or
is
them
my wife,
over you
Kamala,
type
my
of
daughter
situation,
Sati.
right?
Happy International Women's Day. The future of our nation and the future of our world is being built by women and girls. It is being built by the scientists whose discoveries drive progress, and by the
It's easier
entrepreneurs
to
whose
convince a
innovations
man to
enable
do something
prosperity,
based off of what
by the
he is
teachers
prejudiced
who
of,
educate the next generation of leaders, and by
than
the
it is
mothers,
to
the
appeal with
grandmothers, and the
to
aunts
him with
who
logic
raise those
and
young leaders.
rationale and
It is
reason,
being built
right?
by the artists who help us imagine
If
a better world,
if
and
people
by the activists, the
tend to be
organizers, and the
prejudiced
community
towards
leaders
things they
who are
fear
fighting
or
every
they
day
don't know
to make that
or they don't
world a
understand
reality.
at all, right? What ends up happening is people tend to get gaslighted by fear. You think about why we call it gaslighting in the first place, right?
We are most honored to
If
meet
you're
you.
driving a car,
Your
right,
programs.
and your
Oh,
gas
yes.
light comes on,
I am the power
but
plant
you
systems
just filled
manager
your
for
car up.
recycling
You
operations.
know you just
My
filled your
wife
car up.
is an
Gas
interactive
prices are
software
expensive now. You
programmer. She
paid
is
like
highly
$100
creative.
to fill your
What are you
tank
doing
up.
here? You do not
But your
belong
gas
here.
light is on,
Mother,
right? You pull over, you go to check,
goodness, I apologize.
the gas can't,
My wife can be very direct.
make sure the cap's on, the cap's on, door's
It's okay.
closed. All right, you
I don't have
take
an
it off,
answer.
you do all that
I
stuff,
don't even know
go
where
back
fear
in,
is.
gas
This
light
place
goes off,
is nowhere.
right?
It is between
You're driving
your
down the road
world and
again,
our world.
gas light comes on again,
Who's the train man?
He
right?
works for the Frenchman.
So now
But I know you
you're
won't
like,
say.
all right, you
Frenchman
might brush
does
it
not
off like, oh,
forget,
it's nothing,
and he does
right?
not
Think
forget.
about it,
Do you know
right?
him?
Like
I
it's
know
nothing.
only what
Like,
I
oh,
need
I
to
know
know.
I just
I
filled
know
this up,
that if
right?
you want to take something from
But
our
you might
world
not know
into
that you
your
have a
world
leak
that does not belong there, you
in
must
your
go to the
gas tank,
Frenchman.
right?
Is that what
Or
you're doing
maybe
here?
that $100 you spent
I
is
do not
going
want to be
quicker than
cruel,
you
Kamala.
imagine, right?
He may never see
It
another
could be
face for
any
the
of
rest of his
those,
life.
right? But let's just say you had just filled up your tank and you know you have gas, you don't have a leak, right? Eventually, you'll get so unless you fix the reason why that gaslight is coming on, why it's coming on,
You don't have to answer the
right?
question.
No, I don't
If
mind.
you don't fix
The
why
answer
it's
is
coming
simple.
on, it's just going to keep coming on, and you're not going to have a reliable gaslight, right? I'm not, let's
I
just
love
say
my
the
daughter
gauge
very
and the
much.
gaslight is the same
I
thing.
find it to
It's
be the
always
most
reading
beautiful
empty.
thing I've ever seen.
Always reading empty,
But where we are
even when
from,
you
that
fill
is
it
not
up,
enough.
right?
Every program that is created must
So,
have a purpose. If it does not, it is deleted.
eventually you'll get to a
I went
point
to
where
the
you either
Frenchman to
know
save
your
my daughter.
car, right? You either know your car well enough, yeah, it's driving like it ain't got no gas. Or it's driving like it's got some gas, but I could put better gas in there.
You do not
Or
understand.
I
or
just have never
Heard a program speak of love.
or you're just always gonna be looking at that
human
gaslight,
emotion.
and
No, it
you're
is a
gonna be
word.
relying on
What
if
matters is the
if you
connection the word
didn't know
implies.
anything about cars and you just kept looking at the gaslight, what's gonna end up
I see
happening
that you are in
is
love.
you're gonna start relying on it,
Can you tell
especially
me
if it
what you
starts
would
working
give to hold on
sometimes.
to that connection?
You're gonna start relying on it
Then perhaps the reason you
to
are here is not so
tell
different
you
than the
whether you
reason
got
I am
fuel or
here.
not, even if it gets busted. So
What up, ATL? It's your girl Maya, and I'll be in your city on Saturday, April 23rd at the Masquerade to celebrate the 6th anniversary of The Groove. Come out, experience a true R&B party with true R&B music and fans. Get your tickets now. See you there. Details, as always, on mayamaya.com/events. Can't wait to see you.
I don't know. It's weird. Just something to think about. I'm just the point. The point is the fear thing, the fear factor behind the whole gaslight concept. The reason you have a fuel gauge and the reason you have a gaslight, right, is to let you know there's a problem. If you run out of fuel, you don't want to be driving your car thinking you got fuel and you ain't got no fuel, right? So, you can get broke down somewhere, anything can happen, right? And because of that fear, this is why gaslighting exists and why it's probably never going to go away, unfortunately. Because the insane part is with how people are adapting to the way things are changing today.
We spend most of our time trying to eradicate fear, when the reality is, fear serves you. It serves you immensely. The point is not to become fearless. You are not going to meet one person on this earth who has achieved anything that is completely absent of fear. You're going to meet people who succeed on this earth because they are capable of carrying their fear forward, regardless of whether it's there or not. The attitude to have towards your fear is this: I love you, I recognize you, I understand you, and I'm moving forward with you. We spend most of our
So when people try to intimidate you, or when they try to make you feel bad about yourself, or when they try to nitpick at you for whatever reason, they try to go off of what they think you fear. It might be stuff they know you fear. It might be stuff, they have an inkling that you might fear, right? Oh, you got a good heart. You're the type that could sustain a very long-term relationship to the point of marriage. Let's fuck that up for you. It's a fear thing, right? Oh, you love money. Oh, you get money this way, you get money that way. Oh, let's fuck your money up that way, right? And a lot of that shit comes from people gaslighting you and putting you into a place of fear, right? Either fear or distress, right? Distress is another thing that creates fear, right?
Looking back now, I would have.
And you're going through all of this shit,
any big deal, no matter how much money I needed. I would
and
have
you're
done
really
like a
trying to
little
figure
one-off
out
thing,
what
like,
the
I'll post this
fuck.
for a couple $1,000s, and in college that lasts you, know, all I needed in college was flights to get back home,
I don't
flights to
know,
get my
man.
family to games, and
I
some
wrote
extra food if
this
I wanted to
thing.
eat out. That was it. I
You
didn't need to
know,
buy
fear
expensive
is also a
car,
liar.
jewelry.
Why move
I
ahead?
really
Because
just
people
needed the
try to
bare
move ahead of
minimum,
their
and so I
fears,
think
right?
that's
People
what
are
I would
always
have
going to
done.
try to be ahead
And
of
so
what
sometimes I was like, dang, my
they
jerseys are
feel might
selling.
be chasing.
The school's profiting a
So
lot, and I'm
why
over
move
here and
ahead
I
of
can't
a
even afford to
lie
go to Chipotle and get
that was
myself a
supposed to
burrito.
put
So
you
there
right
are
where
certain times that I was like,
right
I
where
could
you're at,
use a couple extra bucks in my pocket,
right?
but it was never to the point
And
where
this person
I would
responding, fear
sacrifice
is making you
basketball
aware
or
of something.
school to do
Yes,
so.
fear is
On more of a
always
plane
making
that
you
y'all
aware
ever
of
just sit
something.
and think, man, I
But
need.
right, to my previous examples, if somebody's using what you fear to terrorize you or to gaslight you and control you, right? What is it that they're making you aware of? Right? Oh, I could take your girl, or I could fuck your girl, or I could fuck up your money, or I could make sure that you don't make money, or I can make sure you don't do this or you don't do that. I mean, I don't know. What other reason would somebody? And I'm talking about what other people do to other people. I'm not talking about what somebody may do to themselves, right? Most people, I don't think anybody wakes up with a desire to want to hurt themselves. I don't think anybody wants to hurt themselves to the point where that's like, yo, that's just my life. I don't want no enjoyment out of life. All I want is pain and misery. And I'm gonna and the first thing I do when I wake up is I'm gonna put myself through a bunch of pain and misery. Nobody, right? So
You do not understand.
I just have never.
Heard a program speak of love.
so the whole thing with fear is not an emotion,
It is a
right?
human emotion.
No, it is a word.
Just like love isn't an
What
emotion.
matters is the connection
Love
the
is
word
a
implies.
love is a connection. So
I see that you are in love.
my whole
Can
thing
you tell
is,
me what you would give to hold on to that
if
connection?
fear, I feel like fear is more of a way of
Then
thinking.
perhaps the reason you
right?
are here is not so different than
So-
the reason I am here.
When you have a gut feeling, right? Say you're outside and you there's a huge dog coming towards you, running towards you, right? You weren't expecting this dog to run towards you. You didn't see this dog run towards you, but it's running, and it's not running like it's wagging its tail, right? So you'll get a gut feeling from that, right? Where it's like, okay, there's a huge dog running towards me. I don't know if this dog's gonna attack me or not, right? You'll start to feel something there, right? I won't say it's fear. I'll just say it's a feeling that you start to feel, that your body is telling you that something is off. That you should either move, or you should prepare to defend yourself, or you should just stand still, right? So the whole thing with fear is not an emotion,
It is a
right?
human emotion.
No, it is a word.
Just like love isn't an
What
emotion.
matters is the connection
Love
the
is
word
love
implies.
is a connection. So
I see that you are in love.
my whole
Can
thing
you tell me
is,
what you would
if-
give to hold on to that
if
connection?
fear, I feel like fear is more of a way of
Then
thinking.
perhaps the reason you
right?
are here is not so different than the
So-
reason I am here.
When you have a gut feeling, right? Say you're outside and there's a huge dog coming towards you, running towards you, right? You weren't expecting this dog to run towards you. You didn't see this dog run towards you, but it's running, and it's not running like it's wagging its tail, right? So you'll get a gut feeling from that, right? Where it's like, okay, there's a huge dog running towards me. I don't know if this dog's gonna attack me or not, right? You'll start to feel something there, right? I won't say it's fear. I'll just say it's a feeling that you start to feel, that your body is telling you that something is off, that you should either move, or you should prepare to defend yourself, or you should just stand still, right?
What up, ATL? It's your girl Maya, and I'll be in your city on Saturday, April 23rd at the Masquerade to celebrate the 6th anniversary of The Groove. Come out, experience a true R&B party with true R&B music and fans. Get your tickets now. See you there. Details, as always, on mayamaya.com/events. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, we gonna leave Benny
So,
on in the background. Leave little Benny
if
on.
you're doing
God
this
damn it,
while the
Benny.
dog is still running towards you, you're either going to stand still until that dog gets close enough for that feeling inside of you to get strong enough, right? The feeling's usually in your gut somewhere. It's usually where you start to feel it before you to do something different. So if you're standing there watching this dog run towards you, right, ready to bite you and shit, and you can't tell if it's gonna bite you or if it's running after something else, you're gonna stand there long enough to see, all right, is the dog coming after me? Is the dog coming after me? And if you keep looking at the dog and the dog keeps coming towards you, you might decide to move to the side to see if the dog will change his course. If the dog changes his course, all right, the dog is after you. You're gonna keep moving, right? Or you're gonna turn back around and face the dog, right? Or you're just gonna stand still, right? Now the gaslighting thing is, I won't put it past dogs to play pranks on humans. I know dogs play pranks, but imagine somebody who owns this dog, and they just told that dog to go bite you. Sick 'em.
Yeah, we gonna leave Benny on in the background.
Right?
Leave little Benny
That
on.
person
God
is
damn
just
it, Benny.
standing there,
I'll sock you out right
and all he had to say was a few words. Sick 'em. And that dog decided to charge at you,
Y'all ain't got to be fighting
mouth
like
wide
this,
open,
Rudy.
ready to bite
We
the
not
hell
doing
out.
that, Cordell. This dude been out here
That's healthy.
talking slick for 3 weeks. Rudy, he ain't worth it. Man, you ain't worth it, you dusty mutt. And who are you to tell me
What
I ain't
would
worth
possess
it?
that guy
That's
to
what I'm
tell
talking about, Cordell.
the
If I shove
dog
some cat litter down
to
his
sick this
punk
guy,
throat,
to
he
sick
ain't gonna
me?
have nothing to say. Hey, don't be
When
mad
I'm
at
just
me, 'cause
standing
your
there
mother
minding my
had
business,
7
I'm not
litters
doing
from
nothing to
6
nobody.
different men.
Didn't hurt nobody.
Damn, Rudy,
Didn't say
you
shit
might
to
just have to
nobody.
give him the first
If anything,
stupid pads
I
out
was
here.
trying to focus on me, trying to improve my life,
Rudy, I
right?
was just kidding. Hey, release these cats, man. Damn,
So then
Cordell, you got some violent
you'll have
friends.
unhealthy
Tell me
feelings,
these cats are
right?
crazy to
That guy was
me.
probably
Look here,
overthinking.
I'll sock you.
He's overthinking about something, and he has a dog that he could tell to attack me, so he told his dog to attack me. So I say fear is it's not just an emotion, right? Because you could be in fear and angry. Like you could be in fear and feel furious, like, oh, I'm afraid this is gonna happen, so or you could be afraid and be in fear and be like, oh my God, or you could be happy and be in fear. Truth be told, you'd be like, I'm a little scared to do this, but I'm actually happy about the prospect of doing it. Fear isn't a like a static emotion, right? It's not just a thing that I'm trying to find a better way to explain it. It's not just like that one feeling you feel where you're afraid. That's not fear, right? Fear is too multifaceted for you to just chalk up to one thing. So this is why you have people who try to gaslight you by scaring the shit out of you, or they'll actively, do things to scare the hell out of you because they think it's funny or they think it's a way to get you to do shit. and that's like the boy who cried wolf, right? Eventually, and that's the whole gaslighting thing. Eventually, you're gonna cry wolf. There really be a wolf out there, right? And ain't nobody gonna show up. All right. The last thing I'll say is, if anxiety is intuition without love, right? You could be intuitive about the wrong thing inside of your anxiety or lack of love. If you can have intuition and fear, naturally you can have anxiety and fear. I agree that fear serves you, but only a healthy fear. That gut feeling you get that tells you something isn't right, compared to overthinking yourself into triggering those gut feelings in situations that don't warrant it. And those are gut feelings, right? And then there's the emotional feelings on top of the fear. So it's either, you being afraid or you being angry. So it's a whole context thing with this word fear. So be careful with that.
What up, ATL? It's your girl Maya, and I'll be in your city on Saturday, April 23rd at the Masquerade to celebrate the 6th anniversary of The Groove. Come out, experience a true R&B party with true R&B music and fans. Get your tickets now. See you there. Details, as always, on mayamaya.com/events. Can't wait to see you. What up, ATL? It's your girl Maya, and I'll be in your city on Saturday, April 23rd at the Masquerade to celebrate the 6th anniversary of The Groove. Come out, experience a true R&B party with true R&B music and fans. Get your tickets now. See you there. Details, as always, on mayamaya.com/events. Can't wait to see you.